Well, hello there, wrestling fans, and also I'm supposed to then, as I promised several people, to say hello to also the PG whiners. We welcome them very specifically to watch this video as well. What a show WWE put together tonight with Timbaland as the guest host. He took a kind of backstage role, being backstage. He did what he did. He was limited, but it was very good. He didn't dominate the show, but seeing what WWE promoted for next week's Raw, January 4th, he didn't need to do that. And I say, poor TNA. I can't see what TNA is going to do next week to actually establish themselves, to promote themselves, or to make a claim of them being the better product. There is no way they're going to be able to do that. I'm going to bring up several points tonight in this video of last night's Raw. I'm afraid I might come through as a little bit insulted to some groups. Because first off, we had this Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton confrontation. I've already seen people say, that's not logic, their feud is over, their feud is over. I don't see the sense, this doesn't make sense. It makes a lot of sense that Randy Orton attacked Kofi Kingston tonight. The reason for him booking the matches for Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase, why did he do that? He wanted to split up Legacy. He said, now why did he book those matches? Simply because he lost a six-man tag the week before, and now he wanted to prove it wasn't his fault, that he wasn't the weak link. So he didn't want Ted DiBiase or Cody Rhodes to win their matches, but they did. Hence his sad face. Now also keep in mind that he did endorse Cody Rhodes upon winning. He did not endorse Ted DiBiase. Some nutjob actually contacted me in a way to try to prove WWE being bad business people, say, oh, I don't understand, WWE had Randy Orton and Ted DiBiase for such a cool feud. You remember when he beat Ted DiBiase when Ted DiBiase didn't fight back? And then now they're gonna just quit that feud. WWE is so stupid. WWE hasn't quit on anything. The Ted DiBiase and Randy Orton feud has been alive and well for months. Just because WWE doesn't rush it doesn't mean anything. This is the thing. He wanted to prove Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase to be the weak links. Now he wasn't able to do that. He ultimately wanted Ted DiBiase to lose because he sees Ted DiBiase as a threat. And that's where it's going to culminate. Ted DiBiase versus Randy Orton, hopefully at WrestleMania. How can people miss such an overly apparent thing? I don't know. Then we can move on to Chris Jericho. Extremely funny. Stop the Jericho embargo. That was an hilarious sign put up by Jericho outside. You had these things. You never know what to expect from tonight. Very unpredictable. You had this continuous story of Chris Jericho being outside the arena. Then he was going to be brought back in, and you thought, oh, it's going to end happy. Well, no, it didn't. He was just sitting at ringside and was super kicked. So it didn't end all well for Chris Jericho this very night. And the unpredictable thing of Kofi Kingston and The Miz, all of a sudden it was a title match that very night, where you thought, well, okay, it's going to be a title match if Kingston wins. Well, he ain't going to win, but he did. And then in came Randy Orton. Why did Randy Orton attack Kofi Kingston? Yeah, because he wanted this match next week to prove, hey, I am not the weak link. You beat the two other guys from that six-man tag, now I'm going to beat the third and prove that I am as equal to Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes. Hence, I believe Randy Orton will lose that match, and he will fume, and he will project that anger towards Ted DiBiase, and as I said, there is the match. So then we also had G-Generation X. Funny tonight, they faced Chavo, who's put up a great action recently. He beat Primo Colon previous week on Superstars. He's looking very good now. Vince McMahon came out for the big promo, and WWE proves this very night they put on an awesome show, that they actually delivered a knockout blow tonight. And they proved last week, not that good, the week before, not that good. WWE simply proves the real effect of a knockout blow comes if you use two jabs before. You can't go on a knockout blow every time you punch. Then people will stop recognizing and realizing the real force behind the punch. So WWE delivered a few jab punch shows. Now this is going knockout. They also prove that by actually attracting fans, you do not produce a very good show that week you want them to watch. What do? You produce an ultimately good show the week before, like WWE did last night. Now everyone's going to watch Raw next week because tonight's show was so very good, or I should say last night's show. Vince McMahon comes out and says, I know you fans love the special guest host thing, and I'm so thankful that you love it. I know what you want, I know what the wrestling fans want, and I'm so thankful for you supporting me. Something like that. And I could think we can call that the bitch slap. to the IWC Whiners of the Year. That was nothing but a bitch slap in the face of those fans complaining about everything. And he also said, because I always give you what you want. According to IWC, they can never get what they want. So, very good. And Vince McMahon, Shawn Michaels, what a promo. Shawn Michaels simply lured Vince McMahon into giving him Bret Hart back next week on Raw. Simply by saying simply good things will happen. Vince, of course, going on a limb to prove people wrong, saying, I'm going to bring Bret back to show not only good things are going to come out from this, and that's what he did. I think, I've been saying Randy Orton versus Ted DiBiase at WrestleMania since October, and I think that we might see Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Here comes Bret Hart's role into the whole thing. He's not going to wrestle, I don't think so. Shawn Michaels, forget that. There's no way. He had a concussion and a stroke. It's a severe health risk for him to step into the match again. Perhaps a street fight against Vince? Possibly. But I think, remember now, 1997, SummerSlam, the main event, the WWF Championship, the champion, The Undertaker, wrestled Bret Hart. The special guest referee, Shawn Michaels. What about The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels? Special guest referee, Bret Hart. Simply a little twist and roast there. That would be an awesome watch for me, and I would love to see that happen without a shadow of a doubt. Then we have this John Cena versus Sheamus story. Everyone seems so upset about Sheamus. He's the champion. He doesn't deserve it. Well, everyone is entitled to their opinion. They are right to have their opinion. It's freedom of speech. And, however, if you're going to say that you want change, and then you get Sheamus as a champion, and that isn't good because that was too big of a change, well, you're free to think so. But then give me the example, who should be the champion instead of Sheamus? Because people say he doesn't earn it, he hasn't deserved it, someone else should be the champ. Okay, then I can't really see who should that be. Then the funny thing is, whom do they bring up? Jack Swagger and Kofi Kingston. I'm afraid I might insult some again, but seriously people, just because those guys have been longer on television doesn't mean they deserve it more. What do you know about their history? Let me tell you about their history. Jack Swagger and Kofi Kingston stepped into a wrestling ring, making their debut for the first time. What year? 2006. They've been in the wrestling business for 3 damn years, and you wanted to win a world title? Are you kidding me? 3 years they've been in it. Actually, Sheamus has been in the WWE for just as long time. They all arrived to the WWE in the fall of 2006. They have been in WWE for 3 years all in all, so they are all just as deserving, Sheamus, Swagger, Kingston, except for this little thing. In 2006 in the fall, when all 3 of them arrived, that was the first time Swagger and Kofi Kingston competed in professional wrestling. Sheamus, on the other hand, he has almost 10 years of experience from professional wrestling. How does that make him not more deserving than Swagger and Kingston? Please feel free to tell me. When they made their debut in wrestling, Sheamus had already won numerous titles. He won numerous championships, world heavyweight titles in different international promotions. He had so much talent. He had received many accolades and achieved so many accomplishments before they had even stepped into a wrestling ring. And yet some people are gonna tell me that Sheamus isn't as deserving as Swagger and Kingston. Give me a break. Let alone MVP, who apparently all he does nowadays is smoke pot and have a bad attitude. You were gonna push a pot smoker to be the champion? I don't think so. So what's the deal? People are simply shooting from the hip. They don't know what they're gunning at. And as sad as that might be, this is the case. Sheamus is more deserving. Then you have Drew McIntyre, who is 3 years younger than Swagger. He's 3 years younger than Swagger, yet he has a half-decade more of experience. And people are going to say that Drew McIntyre isn't deserving. He made his SmackDown debut in 2007, a year earlier than Jack Swagger. Then he was on Raw for a short time, then he went back to training. Just because some people decide to stay in the developmentals a little longer than some others, doesn't mean they are less deserving. Overall, great Raw tonight, awesome Raw. WWE decided to actually gain attention to next week's show. They put on one hell of a show tonight. appreciate you for watching, and feel free to make feedback on this video. I'm very interested in hearing your reactions on what I just said. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.